So I feel it's finally time to sit down and review Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann, a fun show about two friends who decide that they want to liberate humanity and live on the surface. So, is it really all it's cracked up to be? Let's find out. Over the top, kinda stupid, but that's the whole point of Gurren Lagann. It doesn't really take itself serious. That's the best part of the show. Now, the charm of the show is that it's over the top, it's completely enjoyable, and now I know why everyone loves it. So Gurren Lagann follows a group of humans fighting for humanity. As they've been stuck underground for years and years, they finally decide they're going to take the surface back. And Gurren Lagann has some of the best characters, some of the most badass, some of the most awesome characters in anime. From Kamina to Yoko to grown-up Simon, who's a total badass, to Liron, Nia, Katan, Viro, and the Spiral King. There's a few others that are great, but the only character that bothered me more than anything is Rocio. I'm not a big fan of this little turd nugget. You just might. But with that said, the characters and character development are pretty solid for the most part. It's totally enjoyable and it's all around badass. And if I've said that a few times already, prepare to hear it a few more, because this show is badass. All of the side characters are hilarious and enjoyable in their own right. While we see our gang of unlikely heroes break through the ceiling and into the surface, this ultimately leads them into their rebellion against the Beastmen. Without spoiling anything, there are episodes that legitimately made me sad and others that literally had me screaming along with
Bro, fight the power!
Because that song's badass. But other than the opening and the ending songs, I didn't find much to be excited about here. Where the music is where it needs to be, nothing really grabbed me. Some people don't like the mixture of instrumental and hip-hop, but for me it really worked where it was placed, and I loved how it was placed inside the epic fight scenes. More than that, I enjoyed Simon. From episode 1 to episode 27, he's the character that's the most fun to watch grow. Yoko.
Do I need
Yoko,
to tell you again to run?
get out of here! I'm talking about Simon!
We're done.
Yoko! Anyways, if you weren't distracted by that big pair of tits, there is a story inside of this show, where you may have to turn your brain off to accept everything and almost everything that's happening. It's pretty awesome. Regardless of how over the top it is, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and keeps asking the same question.
Who the hell do you think I am?
Regardless of how over the top Kamina is, and how weird it is that he literally stops a battle to punch Simon in the face, I still think he's a badass and 100% the manliest of men. Aside from the fact that I'm clearly more manly now, thanks to Kamina, and Simon nutting up as the series progresses, I'm glad to say I enjoyed my time with this. Aside from episode 4 looking like a giant foot, and less like a nice polished episode like the rest of it, the only thing I can complain about is the exact same thing that makes it great. It's larger than life, who gives a flying shit attitude, and the simple fact that nothing stops them from winning. I mean, the mechs are piloted by fighting spirit, and apparently being hungry can shut your mech down too. With that said, I think its pacing from episodes 10 and beyond are amazing, with the exception of 2 episodes and the time skip being a little bit drawn out for what they were, while episodes 1 to 9 seem to be a great setup. Luckily, we didn't have production issues, nor did I notice much reused animation, as with some Gainax shows end up with. Overall, even with its turn your brain off to fully enjoy mentality, I believe this is a solid show. Something that most people can enjoy, the characters react the way that they should, and the action is over the top, and it gives a certain rush when you get into those beautifully animated fight scenes. As for recommendation on subs or dubs, I'm going to go with the subtitles and the Japanese vocal cast on this, especially if you want to get the full enjoyment out of it. Not that the English cast isn't great, with vocal talents like Michelle Ruff, Yuri Lowenthal, and Steve Blum, it's really hard to not find something to love in the dub, so if you like dubs, watch it that way. But for me, the original cast really nails the comedy, they nail the characters a little bit better, and I personally like the cast members more in Japanese. If you are a dubbed person, you're going to enjoy the dub no matter what. Now, before I score this, I wanted to give a solid like and a solid dislike in this. The best thing I can say about this show is Simon. From episodes 4 and out, he gets more and more interesting as certain characters start to weigh on him. He really gets affected by different things, and you really see him grow as a character, which is nice, even if it's somehow flat of a development and very predictable. it's still enjoyable completely. And finally seeing him grow up and be the man that you want him to be, it's like he becomes a new wave Kamina, which I really enjoyed. I was very, 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 very happy about that. I don't really have any dislikes. Even where I said that my major dislike is exactly what makes it awesome, that's personal preference. There's really not much to dislike inside of this. Maybe some choppy animation in episode 4, but overall this is completely enjoyable. And with that said, Gurren Lagann gets 4 outlandishly ridiculous mechs out of 5. And as usual, I'm Dank Drummer with Subs and Dubs Reviews. If you have anything you want me to review, let me know and I will put it on my list and we'll get at it. Feel free to like, subscribe, leave me a couple comments, and I'll respond to whatever I can. And I will see you guys next time.